Networks used to compete for live ratings, but now they compete for live ratings and streaming dominance. Each season sees viewers transition from watching shows live to streaming on numerous platforms, with many shows' streaming audience beating live viewers. ABC is one of the broadcast networks seeing significant gains in streaming, with procedurals like High Potential, 911, and The Rookie finding wide appeal among younger viewers, which translates into a bigger streaming pie. New episodes of ABC shows are available to stream on Hulu and Disney Plus in the US the night after they air, but one leads the pack domestically and internationally. That show is The Rookie, the 2018 police procedural starring Nathan Fillion as John Nolan. The series starts with the character undergoing a life-changing experience that pushes him to reevaluate his life and become a police officer. The series has widened its scope throughout the years, exploring various aspects of policing and wider law enforcement. The Rookie, despite being a high-octane action thriller, balances that with grounded characters and humor, which has widened its appeal with younger viewers, especially with Gen Z. The series is currently airing its 8th season, which continues to see major streaming gains. According to Flix Patrol, The Rookie is one of the most-watched shows on Hulu in the U.S. The series ranked 3rd behind High Potential and the new Scott Speedman series R.J. Decker. However, the show's popularity extends beyond the U.S., showing up on country-specific charts on platforms like Netflix, TV2 Norge, WOW, and even PVOD services like iTunes. ABC's own recent reports reveal that The Rookie is still holding strong domestically, with an average of 9.19 million viewers. This makes it the 3rd most-watched ABC series, behind High Potential and Will Trent. ABC claims 3 of the top 5 spots in broadcast ratings this season, with the rest going to CBS's Tracker and Matlock. In the key demo, The Rookie came 3rd with a 1.97 rating. High Potential, 2.36, and Dancing with the Stars, 2.09, claim the top 2 positions. What to expect in this week's episode of The Rookie? A brand new episode titled His Name Was Martin airs on ABC on Monday, March 9th. In it, Nolan, Harper, and Miles face a dangerous situation when a routine check takes a sudden turn. Meanwhile, Bailey, Jenna Dewan, conducts a covert investigation at the Pentagon at the request of Lieutenant Gray. Have you noticed something strange happening on your streaming homepage lately? For the last decade, we have been told that the only way to make a good cop show is to make it as dark, depressing, and traumatic as humanly possible. But right now, the most talked about series on the internet isn't a $100 million gritty HBO epic, and it's not a mind-bending Netflix sci-fi. Instead, it is a broadcast network show that has completely flipped the script. We're talking about the unexpected explosion of a very specific kind of television. In fact, ABC's cozy 8-part police drama is suddenly the hottest show on streaming. How did a seemingly traditional network show manage to beat out the biggest streaming giants to capture millions of viewers worldwide? Today, we're going to break down this massive pop culture shift step by step over the next 50 minutes. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's dive into why this is the only thing people can talk about right now. Welcome back to the channel. If you have logged into Hulu or Disney Plus recently, or even if you just spent a few minutes scrolling through TikTok, you've probably seen the clips. You know the ones. Smart, sharp, slightly flawed, but incredibly lovable characters solving crimes, but doing it with a sense of humor and heart that we haven't seen in years. We are currently witnessing a massive television renaissance. For a long time, the broadcast network model was considered outdated by television critics. Everyone thought that traditional TV was losing the war against streaming platforms. But networks like ABC realized something crucial. Audiences are experiencing fatigue. We're tired of shows that make us feel worse after watching them. We want comfort. We want characters we can root for. We want mysteries that challenge our brains but don't traumatize our souls. When we look at the numbers from this current season, the data is absolutely mind-blowing.
Shows that prioritize character chemistry, lighthearted banter, and clever episodic mysteries are dominating the charts. It's a formula that has made this specific style of television the hottest show on streaming right now. People are skipping the heavy, serialized dramas and opting for the warmth of a well-crafted procedural. In this video essay, we're going to explore every single layer of this phenomenon. We'll look at the psychology of the cozy mystery, how the format is the perfect sweet spot for modern attention spans, why younger generations like Gen Z are suddenly obsessing with these characters, and how the brilliant blend of comedy and high-stakes tension creates the ultimate viewing experience. To truly understand why this show has taken over the world, we first have to talk about the psychology of the viewer. Think about your daily life. The real world is stressful. The news cycle is overwhelming. When you finally sit down on your couch at 8 o'clock at night, what do you actually want your brain to do? Psychologists call it ambient comfort viewing. But make no mistake, calling this show comfort viewing doesn't mean it's lazy or poorly written. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. Writing a compelling mystery that also makes you smile requires a masterclass in tone balance. This is why this must-watch detective series has resonated with so many people. It gives you the thrill of a puzzle, a murder, a heist, a missing person, but it promises you that by the end of the hour, order will be restored. Historically, this genre dates back to the golden age of detective fiction. Think about Agatha Christie or Arthur Conan Doyle. The joy wasn't in the blood or the gore, it was in the intellect, the quirks of the detective, and the satisfying click of the puzzle pieces falling into place. Fast forward to today, and television has modernized this exact feeling. They've taken the classic whodunit, injected it with incredibly modern, relatable characters, and packaged it in a sleek, cinematic way. Let's look at the pacing. In a tightly written season, there's no room for filler. Every single episode has to deliver a self-contained story while slowly pushing the overarching character development forward. You get the satisfaction of a closed case every single week, but you also get the long-term investment of watching these characters grow, fall in love, make mistakes, and support each other. It's a psychological safety net. You know the good guys are going to win, but the journey of how they win is endlessly entertaining. A concept is only as good as the people bringing it to life on screen, and this is where the genius of the casting department truly shines. The era of the lone wolf detective who hates everyone and plays by his own rules is officially over. Today's audience wants a found family. They want a team. What makes ABC's cozy 8-part police drama so special is how perfectly balanced the ensemble is. You have the brilliant but chaotic lead, you have the straight-laced partner who slowly learns to loosen up, you have the supporting cast of eccentric experts, tech geniuses, and tough but fair bosses. But instead of these being boring tropes, the writers have breathed so much humanity into them. The chemistry between the lead characters is electric. It's not just about romantic tension, although there is plenty of that to keep the internet creating fan edits for days. It's about mutual respect. We're watching professionals who are genuinely good at their jobs, but who also mess up in their personal lives. They forget to pay their bills, they have messy breakups, they struggle with imposter syndrome. They're real people who just happen to solve crimes. And let's talk about the dialogue. The banter in this show is razor sharp. It has the rhythm of a high-end workplace comedy, seamlessly integrated into a police investigation. One minute they're discussing the trajectory of a bullet, and the next minute they're fiercely debating the best place to get tacos in the city. This grounding of high-stakes situations in mundane, everyday reality is what makes the characters feel like your actual friends. Now, let's look at the business side of things, because this is where the story gets really interesting. For years, the narrative was that streaming platforms had killed network television. The idea was that nobody wanted to watch weekly episodes anymore, and that the binge-watching model was the only way forward. But a funny thing happened. Binge-watching started to feel like a chore. When a platform drops an entire season of a heavy drama all at once, it feels like homework. You have to rush to watch it before the internet spoils the ending, and once you finish it in a weekend, you forget about it by Monday. By releasing these episodes weekly on the network and then immediately making them available on streaming the next day, a brilliant hybrid model was born. This strategy created sustained long-term hype. Fans have a full week to theorize, to talk about the episode on social media, to create content, and to build a community. And the streaming numbers back this up. It is consistently ranking at the top of the charts, proving that it is undeniably the hottest show on streaming. The algorithm favors shows with high completion rates. Because this show is highly engaging but easy to digest, viewers don't abandon it halfway through. They watch the whole thing, and then they re-watch their favorite episodes. This signals to the platforms that this is high-value content, pushing it out to even more potential viewers. It's a snowball effect of organic success. Perhaps the most surprising element of this massive success is who exactly is watching it.